Wonderful, and welcome everybody. This is Tracy. I am delighted to be doing our longevity checkup, episode number 6, with our very special guest, Bronwyn Clinton. And our topic is shining from the inside out. And I couldn't think of anybody better to share this. This woman has been absolutely committed to shining for all of us. This woman has been shining well before when I met her, but I know since I have met her, I've watched her grow. I've watched her do Bronnie's World daily tips since the first day of COVID, I believe the 24th of March last year. How many episodes has it been now, Bronwyn?
550 something today.
Okay, so if you guys want to talk about commitment, consistency on sharing about how she has improved her life 100% better with not only longevity, but with the Doc Wallach message. So we absolutely adore you. I couldn't think of anybody better to do this topic on. And so Bronwyn, I know you incorporate longevity in shining from the inside out, physically, mentally, and even the financial benefits that longevity brings by you sharing from your heart. So first of all, before we get started, why don't you just share a little bit about yourself, Bronwyn? Tell these beautiful people on this call here who you are, where you come from, and what makes you shine.
Well, most of the people on this call already know who I am. I was born and raised here in the Manning, where I live now, on a dairy farm too, and I'm the 6th of 8 children. Sorry, big family. Oh gosh, my nerves are just taken away from me.
That's okay. Take your time, darling, because you know you got a great story. So, and I know you come from a big family. So tell us about your family.
Do I have to?
No, just tell us what you want to. That's relevant.
You
know it's relevant, and you know it's real, and you get to be raw, and we'll be mindful of the time as well.
Okay. There are 4 of each of us, so that was pretty spot on with my parents, wasn't it? Getting it right, right, nice balance. Yeah, like I said, I'm not the 6th of 8, and I grew up. How do I say this? I used to struggle. I still do actually. With learning difficulties. Now, it's not that I was dumb or anything, but that's the way I was treated, and not by my parents, but anyway. But and it wasn't until I went nursing that I actually that my tutors picked up that I was dyslexic. I hadn't even heard of the word before that, which made a lot of sense, because there's nothing worse than wanting to learn and not understanding why you struggle to learn. But anyway, one of the biggest things that happened to me at high school was the teachers telling me I couldn't possibly be related to my siblings because they're all A students and I am not. So no way I could be related. And I went home in tears one day, went up to the dairy to do the milking with Dad, and he said to me, "Bron, what's wrong?" And I told him, and he gave me the best compliment ever. He said to me, "Bron," he said, "you have got one thing that your siblings lack." And I said, "Oh, that's not possible, Dad." He says, and I said, "What is it?" And he said, "You have the 6th sense." And I said, "What's that?" And he said, "The one called common." And he said, "That's something you have that they don't." So that sort of kind of has stuck with me.
What a beautiful compliment.
Everything I do is all around common sense, because I know I'm not an A student. It doesn't matter. I've got distinctions in my nursing and my Bachelor of Commerce degree in business law and all that stuff, and high distinctions. Do you know what I mean? Because of my dyslexia, I struggle with a lot of things. So anyway, so long short, as Tracy, you may have missed, I was telling everyone that next weekend, 3rd of October, is my husband and I's 40th wedding anniversary, right? And so that's a big plus. No one ever thought we'd make it to the first year, let me tell you. Well, my family didn't, siblings didn't. Anyway, but I also have 4 children, and we are foster parents as well, so kind of a 5th one there. He's been with us 10 years. He's 18 next month. I have a birthday in 3 weeks as well. But anyway, besides the point, when I was, after our second son was born, I went back nursing. They said I was a nurse. And when I was about 25, I actually came home from work one day, walked in the door, took about 3 steps in, and a lot of people don't know this, and collapsed. And I was paralyzed from the waist down. I was absolutely petrified because that was just after Mother's Day, and the Christmas before, my doctor had said to me, if you don't give nursing away, you'll be in a wheelchair within 12 months. He didn't give me a reason why, and so, or anything, and no one knows why I collapsed. Anyway, fast forward, I taught myself to walk again. I was scared people would take my children away, and I went on to have 2 more children. And then, yeah, like I said, so fast forward several years, okay, otherwise we'll be here all day. I got introduced to longevity via Benny when Jamboree and Benny were, when Longevity brought out our company, and that's great. And through all that, I learned, yeah, because I'm a searcher. I've always been a searcher as to why things are the way they are. And maybe I better step back. Wait, let me step back to the year my mother passed away. The year my mother passed away was the year that, because I'd struggled with my health for a long time. And the year that my mother passed away, I was struggling a lot, and the physiotherapist went to touch me, and I had an instant migraine. And he said, I'm not going to touch you. And he sent me off to a pain specialist who, after years and years and years of being told that my pain and everything I was going through and stuff was just all in my head and I need to see a psychiatrist, I finally got a pain specialist who said to me, after examining me, saying, Bron, you have fibromyalgia. And I just burst into tears. And I said, and he said, oh, I didn't mean to make you cry. I said, no, it's nice to know that it's not in my head. Well, it is kind of in my head, isn't it? But you know, but there's a name. It's not my imagination. And that was such a relief. And I thought, right, because I've always sought ways to help myself, always never liked being on prescription medication. Because I remember when the doctors were all, no one could give me answers, they would try and put me on all these painkillers, things from accidents and things, and telling me it was just to help relieve my pain, but discovered that they hadn't told me they had psychotic drugs in them. And I found those psychotic drugs actually made me suicidal. And one day I woke up from a suicidal episode from one of these medications in the middle of the ocean, waist high. And I said, no more. I told the doctors he can go and stick his, you know what, wherever he wants. And my husband and I have always tried to find a better way. And when we came into even when Benny took over our Jamboree things, they brought in some great products, and I started to find something that helped me. And then, which was our Choreo. Wholistic, wouldn't be without it. And it made such a difference. Because, you know, there's nothing worse than days where you can't walk, where you just can't even get out of bed. And they were the days that I was having. And no one seemed to understand. Doctors didn't understand. Actually, this specialist actually said to me, in the scheme of things, in the medical world, fibromyalgia is considered a new diagnosis, and most doctors don't want to even believe that such a thing exists. They don't recognize it. They send people off to psychiatrists instead. which is sad.
Yeah.
Do you want to then me to go on to about Wholistic? How I don't know.
Well, let's stop for a moment, because I just want to just accept what you've just shared, because that's a lot. And I feel the emotions of that, Bronwyn. And I watch how you on a daily basis show up for everybody. You share everything of yourself. And I watch your videos and I say to myself, I want to be just like Bronwyn when I grow up. I want to look as good as you do. I want to have the enthusiasm like you do and the positive attitude you do. And you've done some things along the way. So I think there isn't a person on this call that cannot relate in one way or another with what you've just shared. And I want to say why it's so close to my heart is because my mother and you are not that far off in age, and she's suffered fibromyalgia for as long as I know, but only has been diagnosed in the last 20 years. And she has owned it as her illness, and it paralyzed her for many years. And it's only been since Doc Wallach and the message that we don't have to own this. We actually can do something about it. And I know you come to start living a better life. And since you've been a part of Doc Wallach, it's improved. So I've put together a PowerPoint for you and I to work through together. Let's do it together. And then we can really unpack with what you've learned and what you got to say and share. So let me just share the screen. Are you ready for this, Bronwyn? Are you ready for that?
Yes.
Okay.
As ready as I'll ever be.
You're doing a fantastic job. So let me get this from the beginning so people can actually be a part of this as well. So there we go. So as we know, we're here to shine from the inside out. But we talked about pain that you've gone through in so many people. And it's something that we talk about. One out of the top 5 reasons people actually go to a doctor, then one of the top reasons is actually pain. And pain in itself, how can we shine from the inside out when we are suffering from pain? And so, believe it or not, as Bronwyn, you were sharing, it's a growing pandemic. And it's only been in the last few decades this has come out. And just here in Australia alone, more than 500,000 cases a year of people being diagnosed with fibromyalgia. This is the biggest pandemic. I wish that people would put time and attention to what's going on. And believe it or not, more than 80 to 90% of it is women of childbearing years. Children and men are affected, but what you'll see is it really is something that women are being affected with. And almost 25% of these patients, they're gone to see 6 to 8 different healthcare professionals before they even get a diagnosis. And they're diagnosed that this is a lifelong condition. And so the reason why they get so many different diagnoses is because fibromyalgia can hit you in so many different ways. So Bronwyn, is there anything you wanted to add to what I'm sharing so far?
Well, yes. And I mean, the reason that doctors say to you, oh, it's all in your head, is because, and my specialist explained very well, he said, it's because with fibromyalgia, the pain moves and it's not always the same place each time. And so you go there, you go to your GP and he thinks you're just a hypochondriac. That's what he diagnoses you at. And as far as they're concerned, you need a psychiatrist. And so, and that is the hardest thing when people ask you, what is fibromyalgia? How do you describe it? And I had 2 specialists tell me the best way to describe fibromyalgia is it has the markings of MS. It has the symptoms of MS. It has the symptoms of chronic fatigue and heart attack. And I think, great, if I ever have a heart attack, I will never know. But do you understand what I mean? It's sort of like it affects a lot of other things, but they're 3 of the major things that they said to me it mimics, and this is why GPs just don't believe any such thing exists.
Yeah, well, there's 5 actual aspects of your life that fibromyalgia actually has a serious impact. And as you shared, the physical impact, there's the emotional impact as you're sharing. There's effects on your career because you just physically can't show up. You have to not go to work, things like that. You lose your motivation. You have when I say the dark side of the social side is it's hard to, make a commitment to going to an event or a family function. Huge impacts on the family. Was there anything you wanted to enlighten on this? Because this is more than just physical.
Well, it is very emotional, and it really is hard to understand. In fact, for a long time, in fact, I still don't really tell a lot of people about it because people just don't want to know. They just don't want to know.
Yeah.
And it's sad, but Tracy, you know me, I try to not
positive.
show that, and
Yep.
I believe the biggest way to cope is to find the joy within, find the silver lining in everything.
Well, that's why we're going to share with everybody the 8 steps to shining from the inside. So let's get there. You're doing a great job. So let's just see from this. We know the medical industry, how they deal with this issue. They deal with it by prescriptions and, painkillers, which again have side effects, antidepressants. And I read when I was doing some studying on this, they say up to 20% of people with fibromyalgia will have attempted suicide. And again, coming back to the reasons being is they're giving psychotic drugs. They give anti-seizure drugs, again, to reduce the symptoms, so they say. And the bottom line is we know there's a way. We have a doctor who actually cares, actually makes a difference, and has shared that all these different symptoms come from a mineral deficiency. And so we talk about the 7 best doctors, and we talk about the fresh air and the sunshine and the rest and the good diet and water and exercise. But when I say Dr. Wallach, I want to share, Bronwyn, you talk about, having dyslexia, but yet you still had high distinctions, being a nurse, studied commerce, but you also have became a certified holistic health coach in longevity. You're on all the calls. There isn't an event that you don't miss. You are dedicated to learning every day. And I know you've taken these 5 steps to better health. And so we talk about these 5 points. And so, Doc Wallach, for those that it's first time may be on this call or watch this video, Doc Wallach is our international recognized naturopath, veterinarian, pathologist. He gives over 300 lectures a year. He's now officially written a couple more books. So he's like an author of 15 books, but the book that matters the most is The Dead Doctors Don't Lie. And he's committed to everything every day. He does 2 radio shows, and every Saturday, well, now every second Saturday, Us Down Under, he does a call for us. He's supported and guided by Dr. Glidden, who is a world-renowned naturopath as well, and really shares and shows his protocols as well. So they talk about the eliminate the diet. You tell us, Bronwyn, the big game changer for you.
Oh, listen, I got to go back. Last year, when the first call that Doc Wallach did with us live here, I was actually driving back from the Gold Coast and it was pouring with rain, and I pulled over to be on that call. And I was one of the first to ask him a question, and I gave him my symptoms and everything. And and I thought I ate well. I thought I was, good at eating properly. But he showed me and told me how I need to eliminate all these bad foods to get the full benefit out of the
Nutrition.
Nutrition and the hydrations, everything that I was taking, because I had started taking them, but it was taking longer, and it really does make a difference. So I cut those out. It took longer to get them out of the house because, my husband, love him dearly, but he, but a little bit won't hurt. And Dr. Wallach just, again, on Saturday, would say, you can't have even one cheat day. You can take you back 6 months. Now, I can tell you that is true because I'm not going to lie, I've had cheat days, and it doesn't really help when you're helping other people and you're actually dealing with these foods that you've got to eliminate. The cross-contamination, I never realized how strong that was, just handling it, even though you're not eating it. Does it make any sense?
Yes, thank you. No, this is exactly what Doc shares, and this is why this is your personal experience and why I brought you in to share this.
But it's taking me longer to get back up again now. I've had a slip back because of our, we put together over Friday food parcels for flood victims and stuff, and some of the things we are given to give them are in the bad food list, and I've noticed it has made a difference to me. So it takes me a couple of days to get back on track.
Amazing, isn't it?
Just through that, even I don't even have to eat it. It's just through it on my clothes, on my hands, and.
Well, the thing I noticed, Bronwyn, is the healthier we do get, that when we do slip or we do these things, the more you feel it immediately and quicker. It's like the frozen boiling water. So there's some other things you needed to eliminate: stress, toxic people, and getting really good at eliminating waste through the body. Was there anything you want to add on that?
It's really hard to get rid of toxic people if they're family.
So what did you learn?
Well, you just look, you don't defriend toxic people if they're your friends. You just have to learn to,
Manage time
with them and love them where they're at, and pray that they love you where you're at, sort of things. But actually being even around toxic people can be so stressful. It really can. I just try and see the silver lining in everything. And that's where I love doing my daily tips, because I actually do them not just for everyone else. I do them mostly for me, because they help me alleviate my stress and give me something more to focus on, and coming up with ways to be a better person myself, and make everything we're going through not so difficult. It's hard enough as it is.
Yeah.
But I feel for the people. I mean, we've been in a few lockdowns, but the people in Sydney and Melbourne who are in lockdowns, for so long, I feel for them, and I want to be there for them.
Well, you're doing a great job, Bronwyn.
Uplift them and give them something to look forward to, even if they'll have a good laugh at me every day, and they probably do.
And that's what I love about you.
Done then, isn't it, right?
Good girl. Okay, so we talk about eating good foods and things that we've learned, and like obviously raw fibrous foods, eating the rainbow, but some of the big things of Doc Wallach, the butter, the eggs, the salt, eating foods of antioxidants, loads of water, and all that was, and then the raw ingredients, like the raw nutrients of the 90 essential nutrients. And so I know this is something you added. Your body's gotten a lot more absorbent from it. We know right now we're challenged with some of our 90 ingredients. So I just thought I'd share, we still got our 90 for life, our tiny tangerine tablets, and some omegas. We're out of our osteo, but I wanted to share, we have some other really great supported products. And I thought this was perfect, Baron, and you brought this up, that we have a product that is one of the first products you got on, and it's the BU product on, and it is loaded with some fantastic goodies in it. So do you want to add anything about this specific product that is a really good alternative product?
Oh, look, it really is great. The BU, it's from our Benny range, as you know, and we wouldn't be without that. This product here, it's great for stress. It doesn't matter who you are, you can have it. You can have up to 12 a day without any issues, and it's good if you spread it out throughout the day. Don't take them all at once. It's better to have them, say, every 2 hours apart if you can. But it helps to eliminate depression and stress, all those things, all anxiety and things that so many people are going through now. I mean, there are people in the medical profession who actually take this because they're under huge stress at the moment. I mean, we all are. But we actually found that this product helped our young fellow, who will be 18 next month, to actually get off all the he was on very strong antidepressant, and he suffers from post-traumatic stress syndrome, 15 actually things, and this helped him get off that completely.
Brilliant. And I love it.
He feels so much better. And it
Yeah.
wasn't until he came off all those strong drugs that he actually realized that his nightmares that he was having them through the day. He didn't reveal that to us, and he didn't realize that it was what he was on that was causing that.
Well, I love it that it's loaded with the calcium and the magnesium, and it has the zinc and the iron, like all those really good things like our OsteoFX. But also it's just got such proven testimonies and stories.
And his pediatrician is absolutely wrapped with it.
Excellent, excellent. So as an added product to this, we know that with our minerals, is a really good supported to each other, because it's got the 77 plant-based minerals in there. But I know you love the herbal rainforest because it also has the herbs for healing. And that's
it does. And particularly as we're having struggles getting the Healthy Body Start Pack, I recommend this highly to go with the BTE tablets, because it's, as does Dr. Wallach, because it's got those extras in there and it tastes good.
Brilliant. And I, especially for anybody with digestion issues as well, because it has those healing herbs. But we can't go without our selenium, which is one of the, the secret sauces of Dr. Wallach. And I believe, some great supported products, what highly recommended on those. So as we're going into the foods we eat, we know exercise. And Bronwyn, I just love you. We talk about just getting the body moving. You do some great Bronny World exercising on your rebounder and everything like that, just getting the body flowing. What else could you recommend? Or is there anything you want to add?
Oh, look, exercise is so important, even if it's just that 3 minutes on the little bouncy trampoline or going for a walk, but it helps to clear the mind as well. And especially when you have fibromyalgia, you need to keep your body moving. But it's important to do something different all the time. A lot of people say to me, oh, but I'm so busy at work, I'm always on the move. But it still needs to be something different to that. Does that make any sense?
Absolutely. And so people can join you on Fridays, because Fridays is Fitness Friday, and that's when you share a different exercise for everybody.
Yes, I try and find something different every time, and things that people can use with what they've got at home. Like for weights, I get 3-liter milk bottles or any sort of bottles, and fill them up with water, or fill them up with sand, and use those as weights. You don't have to go out and buy a lot of equipment. You just on
my on the event, and we can share things on the event. Can you share some of maybe a couple of your favorite, when you get a chance? There's no rush, but because that event will stay there forever, people can go back and reflect on this information. If you could add maybe a couple of your exercise or Fitness Fridays videos to that would be really great.
Oh, I can do that. I've learned more from the Better Health Challenge too.
Good girl. Okay, well, staying on track, sleep. We talk about sleep, and so I know, especially fibromyalgia, that probably is something that is a real challenge, because it's almost like you want to sleep all the time, but we know it's important. So is there anything you want to add to this part about sleep?
Well, sleep for people with fibromyalgia, you can sleep for a long time and actually not have had a restful sleep. You can wake up and feel like you've been run over by a Mack truck. Or in my case, because the railway line's just at the end of my street, you feel like the freight train has run over you. You really literally do. So getting a good sleep is really important. I am not a sleep expert, but we have Jeanette Anderson, who is.
But you've got some tips. What do you do?
Well, now I don't have my little spray here, but I have a MSS spray that we also brought in with our Vanilla thing. I love to have a drink at night with my coir oil in it, my sol in it, my trim sometimes, but I also put in our collagen peptides, and I also put in our Oxio FX, whether it's the liquid or the powder. And I've just started adding, because it tastes good, and we've only just got it here in Australia, is the Z Radical.
Nice. Okay.
And it just gives it that extra taste. And I have a nice warm drink of that every night before I go to bed, and that helps. And I also add some of the herbal rainforest minerals to it.
Good girl.
Anything that can help me get a good night's sleep is important.
Well done. Well, and we know we couldn't do this without support. I know this is the biggest thing, especially people with fibromyalgia or just in general, not feeling the support. And, we want to support, as a community, coaching, a proven system. But I know you personally have extra support from the inside out, your 5 little voices that you meet inside your head. Do you want to share a little bit more about this?
Oh, okay. No. So you want me to,
So tell us, what is Inside Out? What is this TV show or this movie it's about?
Look, if you haven't seen the movie, I highly recommend it. It really, it's about a little girl and the emotions inside us all, right? And it's seeing how our emotions work from the inside out instead of the other way around. And it's quite interesting how these guys, while everything's going along fine, they're getting on fine and all this sort of thing. And then in the movie, the family move, and the little girl, Riley, her name is, who these emotions are her emotions. They show the parents' emotions too. And but they get all confused, they don't know what to do, and they're trying to stop this all happening. And they all try to take over and be boss, which that doesn't work. But it took them through the movie to realize they had to work together to actually be better for Riley and help her grow and develop. And they also realized that Joy, so my happy person, is kind of their leader. They needed Joy there. They had sent her off. She'd gone off because Sad had disappeared and stuff. But it was a really good show as to how all your emotions actually work together. There's nothing wrong with having anger and all that sort of stuff. There's nothing wrong with that, but in the right place and in the right balance for the right reasons. And
brilliant. I love it how you brought it up. And so you have 5 little friends that help you.
I do. I love that. And look, when I saw Inside Out, the movie, I thought, I have 5 little friends that can go really well for them. I mean, Sol's our little bit of sunshine, right?
So let's unpack this. Let's bring this together. In other words, each one has a purpose and they all work better together. But let's go through what each one has. So let's be mindful of time, but let's just go through this quickly. Okay. So tell us about Sol.
Really quick. Sol is the sunshine. It's the joy. It really, and this is one that we always make sure our young fellow has to help. And it helps us to help with our mood and keep us calm and all that sort of stuff. Just, you know what I mean? And it's great to help you sleep.
Brilliant.
But it doesn't put you to sleep through the day, so don't panic.
Okay.
To put in your drink and you add it to water and put it to keep you calm through the day.
Excellent. All right, electrofield.
Well, that's our energy. This is great for when and especially when you have fibromyalgia, you feel tired all the time. Even if you've had like I said, a several hours sleep, you feel tired. And this helps to boost your energy and keep you going through the day. Tastes great if you love our good old red skins. So it has a raspberry flavour. Tastes a bit like red skins.
Well, I love it because it doesn't give the jitters. It's got some really great natural energy like guarana and the herbal mate. And I really think it's fantastic because it's loaded with the B3, B6, B12. So and it's
without the crush, without the crash. I knew what I meant.
Crash and lots of electrolytes. Okay, so let's move on to the Core A1. I know this is my mom personally requests this one.
Yeah, this is my savior. It really is. This.
So is that one called Joy?
Should be right. Coreo is one I will never be without. I will often have, on those bad days, I'll have up to 3 or 4 of these a day. It helps with the inflammation. It helps with my pain. It helps my immune system. If I feel a cold coming on, I add it. I have an extra one, and but this helps so many things, and I just puff tastes great too.
Well, clearly it's got natural superfoods in it, like mangosteen, acai berry, things like that, cranberry. So it's loaded with the vitamin C and D and that, and it's free. It fights the free radicals, the antioxidants. So that's good.
Did you know the mangosteen fruit is the queen of all fruits?
Okay.
That's
and what the acai is the king?
I don't know, but Queen Victoria actually used to request this to be sent over to her from India, I think it is.
Wow. There you go. Okay, well, let's not forget about the green one, the Brain Boost Smart. So tell us.
Yes, well, I need lots of this because, when you're dyslexic, your brain wanders off. This helps to keep me focused. Our young fellow, we make sure he has that one with Sol in his drink for school each day because he struggles to stay focused at school in particular. And these two, again, have been part of the reason he doesn't have to have medication anymore and he doesn't have it at school.
Sure.
And his teachers ask him all the time, what have you got in your drink? It smells wonderful.
Well, we definitely need that.
It's really good for brain fog. It's really good and helps that. And all these, keep you hydrated as well.
Perfect. Well, I think the big thing is the clarity and staying focused, which makes this one so fantastic. Okay. Well, without further ado, Trim.
This is, well, look, this actually is great for helping to reduce your appetite, so you help to stop those cravings for those sweet things and stuff. And when this first came into my life, I was not too badly overweight, but still a little heavier than I wanted to be. And I actually lost 10 kilos with this one in 6 weeks.
Wow.
So consistently I used to have 2 a day. But like all these sticks, all my 5 little friends make the drinks taste nice. You can mix them together and they keep you hydrated without any crashes or anything. So they make water taste good.
Well, let me just wrap this part up then. So the big thing, Bronwyn, that I feel about the Trim is, especially because we're talking about like 80% of fibromyalgia hits women. A big part of women's issues is our metabolism, our thyroid, and the fact that this actually really helps boost the metabolism. So again, I see the benefits of the 5 working together. So let's see this. So let your light shine so brightly that you can help others see their way out of the darkness. And I totally feel being supported by you, by being supported by Youngevity, you can shine from the inside out. So let's get your 6 little steps to shining from the inside out. So let's talk about number 1. You put faith.
Okay, well, firstly, I make no apologies for my faith. Okay? My faith in Jesus Christ, that without him, I can do nothing. And, I have a lot of friends who are atheists, and I don't care what it is you believe in, but even an atheist, I find, has a faith, whether it's in a system or anything like that. But the biggest thing is faith is something that you can't see, and they believe in air, so they can't be a true atheist if they want to live. right? Because, we all need air to breathe. But faith is, that is my strongest thing, I think. It's my faith that keeps me going and gives me strength every day.
Brilliant. Now you put emotions.
Yes, right? And emotions, goes along really well with faith, doesn't it? But emotions, and well, they do come from the inside out. So how can I do this?
Well, how do you share your emotions then in a positive way?
With my daily tips, right? I always try to find the bright side of everything, the silver lining and everything. There's just so much darkness out there at the moment, and I just try to find the good in everything and in everyone, sort of, because there is good out there. It's just finding it, and if we don't keep our emotions in check, they can run away from us, and we can make them dark, or we can
So what you're saying is you can control your emotions. And I love to add to this, Bronwyn, because I think about it a lot, especially as a young woman, when we get emotional quite easily, and we learn to control it as we get older. But emotions are a beautiful thing, especially when you attach it to your dreams, your goals, and helping other people. But where we need to, but I always say act on principles when it comes to business, emotions when it comes to dreams and goals, because we're going to have challenges. We're going to have, things not go our way. But this is where we get to learn how to tap and channel our emotions into positive and healthy energy. So,
yeah, people tell me I'm too emotional. I've been accused of that, particularly by my siblings. Oh, you're too emotional, you're too sensitive. But you know what? I would rather be super sensitive than have a heart of stone.
Yeah, beautiful. Well, I'd rather somebody with enthusiasm on enthusiasm on fire than knowledge on ice.
Yeah, I'm not really good with the knowledge bit.
Okay, let's move on. Let's keep moving, Bronwyn. Let's stay focused. You and I work together. Grateful.
Oh, okay, grateful. Well, I like to start each day being grateful that I have that day, that I've been given another day to shine, another day to start again, another day to make a difference in the world. Because how many, I mess up every day. So I'm so grateful the Lord gives me another day to start again. Because every day I try to do better than the day before, and if nothing changes, nothing changes. So
brilliant.
And
that puts you on number 4. You obviously smile at everything you do, even when you mess up.
I know, right? Look, I have to tell you this story. When I was a little girl, actually wasn't so little, I was in my teenage years. There are a lot of things I didn't tell you that happened to me through my years, and probably this is not the place to tell it. But anyway, regardless, I have had I always have a smile on my face and a song in my heart. And I was walking down the street this one particular day, I had gone to do something for my mum while she was at an appointment, and I was going back to meet her. And as I was walking down the street, this elderly couple were walking towards me, and they turned to each other and said, "Oh, look at the gorgeous smile on that girl's face." Now, I had, it's just natural. I just do it. Even when I'm in a lot of pain, I just smile. It's just me. And I just turned them and said, "Oh, I was born with a smile on my face." And they said, "Oh, well, you just made our day," because they had just been given some bad news. And there's, it's just so lovely to see someone smiling. And look, a smile costs nothing. It's something we can freely give away. And if it makes someone else happy, feel better, brighten their day, then my job's done.
Well, you just gave me something new that I'm going to forever remember: a smile on my face and a song in my heart.
Yeah, that's how I live my life.
Brilliant. Okay, let's help us understand number 5. Help, happiness, and happen. Explain that one. Unpack that.
Okay, let's see if I can do this one justice. Okay, so with these
Why don't
three,
you read your note? Why don't you read your notes on this? Because Bronwyn,
okay, I'm going to try. Okay, all right. All three are a gift in many ways. To help someone with their pain, be it physical, emotional, or financial, brings happiness by making things happen. Okay, so ways you can make things happen are by being a friend, smile, listen, and with a listening heart. Because see, God gave us 2 eyes to see, 2 ears to hear, and 1 mouth to talk. And he prefers we shut that up more times than we open it, which my friends Jamie and Trudy, they all say, Bronnie, you need to shut that bit more often. Anyway, yeah, so do you want me to keep reading?
no, let's move on to include and important.
Okay, so
But you can read that.
Include. Nothing makes a person feel more important than making them feel included. Okay, so and loved for who they are, not for what you want them to be, but for who they are and where they're at. And this gives both parties a sense of belonging. That's how I feel anyway. Like a well-loved family and being in each other's company is uplifting to, for the soul, thus caring for another's emotional pain, of which each other may not even be aware that they're actually doing. Like, I don't tell people, most people don't know the pain I'm in because I don't broadcast it, because I continue to smile, and I'd rather be like I can be in excruciating pain and no one know. My 50th birthday, here's a good story, and Jamie and Trudy were there at my 50th. My children gave me a surprise 50th a few months before my birthday, my 50th. And the day that was to happen, I was in so much pain, I could not walk. I could barely walk. And my daughter and my sister was over from America with her daughter, and they insist, let's go and have a daughter, mother-daughter night. And I'm in so much pain, I really just don't want to go anywhere. It took them forever to get me out. And I'm trying not to show my pain, the pain that I was in. And anyway, they convinced me to go. And yes, but I don't know if anyone there knew how much pain I was in. I was so in shock when I walked in, saw all these people from all, Karen was there as well, all different parts of my life, like in different stages of my life were there. Brilliant. And I could not believe that all these people turned up for me. They travelled from Queensland, South Australia, Victoria, New South Wales too, of course, to be there for me. That blew me away. But did they know I was in so much pain and could barely move? I have no idea. You'd have to ask them. But anyway.
Well, anyway, I'm so proud of you. So we got 2 more to go. Thank you for sharing. But this one, I really, let's read this one, because I thought this, again, you wrote it so well. New, now, and need.
Okay. Well, I probably won't read you at all. Okay, so like I mentioned earlier, each day is a new day. So find the new in the new day now, and then find the need in yourself and in others. Okay, so every day I learn something new. My mother taught me that. Be it about another or for others, or awareness of our products or anything, just learn something new every day. But mostly I learn something new about myself every day. Okay, like I never in my life thought I'd be doing this. And now I've lost myself.
That's okay. Let's move to evaluate now, because I loved it.
Okay, so evaluate. So everything we do, we really need to evaluate. Okay, so in order to shine, which is what today's all about, to shine. And did you notice the last five? S-H-I-N-E, shine. So in order to shine from the inside out, we need to evaluate every day. And I like to do this at the end of the day because, and there's a good reason for that, because if you evaluate at the end of the day what you've done that day, you make, because we don't look, if you set goals, you don't always hit them, or you don't always get them done, things happen. So I like to evaluate at the end of the day, okay, so I achieved this, I didn't achieve this, how can I make things better? And then you're ready for starting off the next day, hopefully achieving something. Does that make any sense?
Absolutely. I'm a firm believer. I've trained it for years. Review the day that you've had, reflect on what was good, what you can do differently, and then start rehearsing the next day so you can have that extra pep in your step, be 10 foot tall and bulletproof, and continue to smile with a song in your heart.
To give you a better night's sleep.
That's right. So with all of this and further ado, these 8 steps to shining from the inside, you can be a pain eliminator and a peace facilitator. And that is our topic for the week, ladies and gentlemen. Today, Bronwyn, you did a fantastic job of sharing that. Wednesday night, we have Kylie Pearson sharing and showing her version of eliminating pain and chronic illness. What better life is the longevity life? And so I just want to thank everybody for coming on this call. Before I stop the recording, we'll do, if anybody had any questions, but we want to just highlight, if anybody came on this call and knows somebody that's in pain or themselves personally, and they have an opportunity to see how they can see themselves in longevity, please talk to the distributor who got you on this call, and all the fantastic benefits that can improve your life so you can shine from the inside out. So Bronwyn, you did a great job. I'm super proud of you. And look at that. We just we did under an hour. So without further ado, why don't we just open up the floor, the call. Anybody here want to share what they really appreciated and what they got out of the call, what they loved about Bronwyn and what she shared? Anybody want to get started? You have to unmute yourself.
May I?
Yes, please, Kylie.
Bronnie, I have such an incredible journey. Look at me rhyming like Dr. Seuss. But look, I love what you have to say, Bronwyn. I love your enthusiasm. I love that there's always a bright side to the negativity that comes with chronic illness, and especially fibro. And we've had so many chats over the years, haven't we, about that. And I just want to thank you for your honesty, and I want to thank you for taking us on the journey that is your life as well. And I think that's going to help so many people.
Oh,
so thank you.
Thanks, Kylie. Look forward to our Wednesday night together. You bet. Anybody else want to share some feedback for Bronwyn?
I will.
Yes, Deb.
I think Bronwyn and I have sort of connected quite a lot lately, and I didn't know she was in so much pain, even though we've sort of connected a fair bit. But she never says anything about it. She's always bright, bubbly, and happy, and wanting to help and do things for others. And I think it's just a real credit to her for and the fact that she's done so many daily videos is just amazing. It's fabulous.
Well, she is a hero. And again, one of our qualities we absolutely admire about you, Bronwyn, is your bravery to do that one brave thing every day.
Oh, it's brave, all right. I haven't done today's yet.
Okay, everybody, thank you for sharing your Sunday night.
Can I say something?
Oh, yes.
Sorry. Sorry, I get a bit nervous as well. I just want to say thank you to Bronwyn for sharing her experience. I'm currently in a wheelchair myself. I'm wouldn't say paralyzed, but I can't walk at the moment. So I'm going through what Bronwyn what she was going through years ago is what I'm going through at the moment. So when she mentioned that before about what she went through, I just went into tears because it was just so touching. I don't know that there's a word, but I don't know the word on the top of my head, but I just felt so touched that I'm not alone. And yes, the doctors have said to me it's all in my head when it's not. There is something going on. So I just feel, I can't remember the word, sorry, but I just feel so blessed that I know someone who actually was in my shoes, and thank you.
Excellent. And Danny, welcome. Who invited you to the call today?
Bronwyn.
Oh, beautiful. Well, it looks like you're supported by the best, and we welcome you as part of our community, and we look forward to your journey and your story, Danny. Absolutely. Thank you for being so brave and sharing that.
Thank you.
I will be keeping my eye on you, doll.
Thank
She's
you.
a legend.
You're part of the family now, Danny. So excellent. Well, before I say goodnight, anybody else before I say goodnight? All right, everybody unmute. Let's all say thank you and happy Sunday, Bronwyn. Yay!
Hey,
Hey,
well
Bronwyn.
done, Bronnie.
Bronwyn.
Well done.
It was a great call. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, Tracy.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Tracy. Thanks,
Bye-bye.
Bronwyn.
Thanks, Brad.
Bye.
Good to
See you on Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Bronnie.
Take your time out.